Thank you for being here to help celebrate the life of our mother, Helen Burgoyne. Mom was born the day after Christmas in 1919 on Staten Island. She died 9 days short of her 93rd birthday. Before she was a year old, her mother and father moved to Kellogg, Idaho, my grandfather's hometown. As a young person, she and her family lived through the Depression, which had a deep impact on her life and how she lived it. Be thankful for what you have. There are always those who have less, she used to say. When she was in high school, she met my dad, who was working for the CCC in the Kellogg area. They were married a month after graduation in Spokane, Washington on July 3, 1937, and lived in Kellogg where I and my brother Jim were born. In 1942, Mom and Dad moved us to Castle Rock to live in the house that my grandfather Burgoyne had built and in which my father had been born. The house is on Allen Avenue and is the first house on the left after you cross the railroad tracks and head toward town. It was while there my brothers Tom, Ken, and sister Kaylin were born. When I was in the 9th grade, we had an addition to our family. My cousin Barbara came to live with us because her mother and father had both died tragically at an early age. After we had all graduated, Mom lived on Allen Avenue until after my father's death in 1979, when she moved into Viking Village on Old 99 Highway North. My earliest remembrance of Mom was that people always took her to be younger than she was. Many times I remember as a child, people said they thought we were brother and sister. When I started school, I truly believe I had the youngest mother of anyone there. A favorite story of my mother was about when she took me when I was 4 or 5 by train to Spokane. It was during the Second World War. She dressed me in a double-breasted suit and tie with a fedora hat. I looked like a mini mobster. I have pictures. When we returned from Spokane, as she told the story, I told Dad about all the soldiers and sailors who kept whistling at me in my spiffy new suit. I'm sure that's probably what she told me to say. Mom was artistic. As a kid, I always marveled at her ability to sketch people and be so accurate, something I didn't inherit. She also did toll painting, knitting, arts and crafts, likes to dance, but her true love was sewing. She sewed things for all of us kids, sometimes out of necessity, but mostly out of love. She did school clothes, prom dresses, Easter outfits, costumes for Halloween, household items, and for my sister and cousins, prom dresses, and lots of doll clothes. When she got macular degeneration, she always said that she missed being able to sew the most. When I was in grade school, before it was condemned after the 1949 earthquake, the PTA and the Women's Club put together variety shows to raise money for school projects. In one such show, she was dressed in a women's army outfit with a couple of other ladies, and they sang and tap danced to Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B, a la the Andrews Sisters. She looked like she was having such a marvelous time, smiling that big smile she was so famous for. Mom was definitely into working to improve our community. She was heavily involved in the PTA, Junior Women's Club, and Women's Club, serving as president of all those organizations. She was also active in the church. She was in Altar Society and was president of that organization. She helped with CYO when we kids were teens, and later on after the Mass changed as a reader and a communicant. One thing you might not remember was during the 1950s, she volunteered in the Civilian Aeronautic Patrol. There was a little shack built on the roof of City Hall, and Mom and I would sit up there for hours scanning the skies with binoculars for Russian planes. There was a chart of plane outlines, and if we saw anything suspicious, we called it into headquarters. Now that's dedication. As far as I know, no warplanes, Russian or otherwise, ever bombed Castle Rock. Of course, the greatest support went to her family, especially us kids. She saw to it we entered every community activity there was: pumpkin carving contest, Christmas scavenger hunts, Easter egg hunt down behind the old Grange Hall, and Castle Rock Fair parades. But the greatest support was in school activities. She attended football, basketball, volleyball, and soccer games of all us kids, grandkids, and even great-grandkids. Not to mention piano recitals, dance recitals, plays, variety shows, or debate meets. If a Burgoyne was involved in the activity, she would be there. But it didn't stop there. She ran for the Castle Rock School Board and was elected to 2 terms and served during the demolition of the old high school and the choosing of a design and the building of the present-day high school. She manned the shovel at the groundbreaking ceremony. Later in life, she was proud she finally learned to drive a car and got her driver's license. She was in her 50s. In her 60s, she took up fishing and made many a catch on the Cowlitz River. She even fished the mighty Rogue River when she came to visit us in Medford. She also bowled, and in her 70s even tried her hand at golf. When she developed macular degeneration, most everything she enjoyed came to a halt, including the ability to read and do crossword puzzles. She did enjoy her monthly bunco games, even though she couldn't really participate. She appreciated being included and the social interaction that bunco provided. A special thanks to you women out there who always included Mom in that activity. Mom spent most of her life getting prepared for the time to pass on to her heavenly reward. I believe in life she was a huge success. Recently, I ran across an epitaph that I think Mom would have saved if she had seen it. She'd have had it magnetized to her refrigerator. It goes like this: yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and the present is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Certainly having Mom as our mother, grandmother, aunt, great-grandmother was and is a gift we will cherish forever. To sort of quote a line from the final scene of Hamlet, "Sweet dreams, Mom, and may flights of angels sing thee to thy rest."